So when I'm doing my Bible study work, these are the three things that I'm going to have: Bible, notebook, pen. I'll probably put in my handbag to be using in here, and highlighter to be using in here. So that's how I do my. Hey, I'm actually really proud of myself for being able to do this. It's very difficult to put down what you're grateful for when you're not in a great place at that time. Hello. Let me get comfortable. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Mbali Soke, and I am a lover of all things mental health related. Today, I wanted to tell you about something I got really excited about. I found it yesterday. These are 7 different journals that I think are going to be really great for mental health maintenance. I think you're going to like them. I made screenshots of the ones that I wanted to talk about. I found so many, by the way. These specific 7 ones, I decided this is actually going to be the ones that I can be speaking about, because these directly work with mental health. Is it directly work with mental health or directly help the mental health? I don't know, but directly help. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 5. It's 6. 6. So not 7. 6. The 7th one I found when I was creating a TikTok video, and then I just went back to check again and I found another one, so I just put it there. But I don't want to really get into that one. That one was about it was a mental health journal. It's literally written mental health journal. It is also 57, 56, 54, 50 something rand on SHEIN. Is it SHEIN or SHEIN? Whichever way you prefer to pronounce it. I prefer to say SHEIN, just sounds easier. So these journals are all available on SHEIN. The first one, Shadow Work Journal. I don't know if you've ever heard of shadow work before, but it's literally, or basically, not literally, but it's basically working on your inner child, you doing the in-depth work of you, but being able to look at yourself from the other side. That's the way that I understand it. Being able to look at yourself from there and work on that person, but because they are your shadow, it is a part of you as well. So some details about the Shadow Work Journal. Guiding the exploration of your inner shadow, we have created a user-friendly framework designed to help you start your journey into shadow work more easily, incorporating elements such as triggers, childhood wounds, trauma, self-care, and more. Imagine being able to break down all of these things, but not having to figure out where to start on your own. And that's where this journal comes in, right? So there is a part that does have like a list of my triggers and of the intensity of the emotion that I feel per trigger. And then there's advice on working through the triggers. All right, there's some points there that say, okay, it says common reactions to triggers include anger, frustration, avoidance, sadness or tears, inability to speak or express yourself. And this is all in that journal. It does give you space for you to be, obviously, because it's a journal, you must write down, but it has these prompts that help you work on the inner you. All right, so that's the Shadow Work Journal. Number 2 is the Self-Discovery Journal. Well, it's basically going to help you throughout the year. If you're able to get it now, SHEIN is so difficult in December, but help yourself for a full 365 days, or commit to just jotting down 10 minutes of your day for 365 days. It also has some questions and some prompts that you can go into. There is one that says, who are you closest to in your childhood? What's something you always wanted to try but haven't yet? Are you holding on to something you need to let go of? Who are the closest people to you in your life right now? What are the areas of your life that you would like to improve on? Those are just some of the questions. Every day you can just give yourself a few minutes to jot down something about you that is going to help you understand you better. And I like that it is done this way, because that means that you can keep going back to other days on how you answered other questions, because days are different. So some days you're going to feel really low and some days you're going to be feeling really better, and you might want to see what were you thinking on another day, and compare it, or compare your emotions as you go. So that's the 365 Self-Discovery Journal. I like this one. I like this one. It's a Bible study journal. So when I'm doing my own personal study, Bible study, I do a lot of writing and I do a lot of reflecting on the scripture that I'm reading. I do some research on that scripture. I read like the full, maybe like the chapter altogether just to get the full background of on what it's about, and I take notes of that. I have a full journal. Oh, so they sit on the side together. That's Bible, and this is then my, you can't see it anymore because it's been through so much and I've done a lot with it, but it's written filled with gratitude. This is the book that I use. It's just literally a notebook that I use to do my Bible study in. All notes related to Christian thoughts. I don't know how else to put it. But if I'm going to be listening to somebody that is going to be speaking about anything Bible related, I'm going to take notes about what I'm listening to over here. If I'm doing my own study or research, Bible related, I'm going to be jotting down all of that information over here. So I figured out my own way to do it. But I found this to be pretty cool, the Bible study journal. It has a Bible reading tracker. So it's got like, if you're reading Job, that guy. If you're reading on him, and then you're able to highlight, today I read chapter 1, and then by the time you're on 32, highlight that, 34, highlights that, and then after that there's Psalms, after that there's Proverbs, and you're able to highlight just to keep track. Literally, it's a tracker, and it's called a coloring reading tracker for you to just color in every time or highlight, because I keep, yeah. So when I'm doing my Bible study work, these are the 3 things that I'm going to have: Bible, notebook, pen. I probably put it in my handbag. Okay, so pen to be using in here and highlighter to be using in here. So that's how I do my full Bible study work. And so that would work, I guess, on this as well, because you've got your highlighter that you can just be coloring in or highlighting in those little blocks that are going to be helping you track. Then there's pages where it's titled Encouraging Bible Verses. When I feel sad, what Bible verse do I prefer to go to for that? When I am feeling betrayed, what Bible verse do I go to? Feeling worried, scared, lack of faith, lonely, stressed, selfish, afraid, broke, hurt, small, untrusting, and unfruitful. If I'm feeling any of those, what scriptures do I feel? Because sometimes when you're in a really great place, right, and you're doing your general Bible study, you find a scripture and you're just like, oh my goodness, I would love to be able to go back to the scripture on a day that I feel like tomorrow is not going to be a better day. I would write it down in this, but I wouldn't know exactly where I'm going to. But what I would do is generally just go through this book and anything else that I have found that is going to be speaking about God's kindness, His grace, His mercy, His whatever it is, His greatness, all of that stuff, whatever it is that I'm going to be reading over here, I'm going to find encouragement in that. But this would help you if you're specifically able to be like, okay, this is a scripture that I would like to be able to go to when I'm feeling this certain type of way. Then you've had that specifically written down in that way. It's got the SOAP method as well. I don't know if you've ever heard of the SOAP method. I've tried it out, but I haven't been consistent with it. So the SOAP method is scripture, S for scripture, O for observation, A for application, and P for prayer. There's the dates part as well. You're able to put a date and what you're doing with the SOAP method on that day. So you put the original scripture there and the full message of that scripture on the S part. O for observation, you're going to be putting closely examine the details of the scripture. A, turn theory into practical guidance for your life. P, prayer, based on the study and the application of the scripture. So by the end of that scripture, as you go through it, you're going to be able to jot down a full prayer, whatever it is that you're feeling based on that scripture. I just found it to be like really cool. It helps with the detailed work that you would want to do for Bible study if you haven't figured out on your own what really would work for you. So that is that one. Then the next one is the self-care journal. They even say science-backed. I'm not sure about SHEIN and science, but to me, this seems to be really helpful. One of the things that they've put about the self-care journal, it's a daily self-care journal, by the way, is Its foundation is rooted in well-established psychological principles. It's a journal for those who aren't into traditional journaling. And that's what I found to be really cool. If you're not into traditional journaling, if it's not that comfortable for you to just be writing things down from whatever it is that you are thinking, not everybody knows how to do that. I know when I started because I knew I needed to start, but I didn't know what that was going to look like. So the more I did it, the more I ended up figuring out what is actually working for me, but I didn't always know how that was going to look. So in terms of having guidance around what you're going to do, having this daily self-care journal, I believe would give like really pretty cool guidance around where to start. Okay, so it has parts where it's written how to use. It's got a date, so you just fill in the date. There's an inspirational quote for the day. And on the one side is give yourself a goal. It's actually written inside there. What am I looking forward to today? And you're able to give yourself a goal in there. There's a part where they say be grateful for your loved ones, and it is saying, well, it is written there at the headline for that. What are 3 things I am grateful for in my life right now? That's the part you're able to put, being grateful for your loved ones or whatever else that you're thinking. Then there's where you can fill in if you're thinking about having an active lifestyle. How can you make today great? How can you make others happy as well? Write down 2 things that will make you happy. Write down something that you are proud of. I'm so happy that it puts that part as well, to be able to tell yourself that actually, or to remind yourself during that time that you're journaling that, hey, I'm actually really proud of myself for being able to do this. Whatever it is, it may be as small as the little boundary that you set on that day, or an actual big achievement that you've been working on for a long time, whatever it is. Thinking of a better way to work around things, and then today's mood as well. It actually has different faces where you can place that you are happy or sad or meh. And then at the end of the page, be able to give yourself a mark. So just rate your day. Rate it from 1 to 10. And yeah, I think this is also another great one that helps with when you want to go through checking what you've been feeling like for maybe the past few months or the past few days. If this really difficult emotion has been something that has been quite consistent, and you can see in other days that, oh, actually I did have a difficult day, yes, but by the end of that day I graded this a 9 out of 10. So by the end of the day I really was feeling good as compared to today. So I'm not always going through all of these emotions, right? Because when it's really difficult, or when the emotions are really tough on you at that time, it may feel like that's how you feel all the time, and it's really not. So having that self-care journal might help you, break some things down. Okay, the next one is a daily fitness tracker. I am so behind on this, but I walk going to the salon, okay, to the salon that I work at. So I'm gonna count that walking distance as part of my fitness tracker, but it's not a daily thing. But we do know that fitness is really good for your mental health. So to have a fitness tracker might be something that will be able to assist you on your mental health or your mental healing journey. I found this to be something that's pretty interesting, and I figured let me talk about that. So in the fitness tracker, they have, it's a date at the top, H2O, so you can put how much water you've been drinking that day. There's a fruits level as well. Basically, it's going to help you keep a diet record and also your fitness record, which I think is really helpful. Your exercise, keep track of your exercise. If you have the watch and the step tracker or whatever it is, that helps. But I think it would be nice if in one journal you're able to keep track of your exercise, and again be able to keep track of what you are eating, of your diet. And then it has like a to-do list. You also keeping track of your goals and of your sleep. I think all of that in one journal is actually pretty helpful, because then you're able to see how health-wise am I really doing, and how beneficial is it to the rest of the stuff that I'm doing, trying to benefit my mental health. Because it's not just fitness, it really is what you eat as well that does help. So yeah, there's that. The last one, my absolute favorite, was the one that I spoke about in the last video. I hope you watched the last video. I think I have like 15 views there. So if you were there, if you're watching this, you probably are one of the 15 humans that watched that one. Pretty cool. So this one is a gratitude journal. I'm excited about this one. I think this is the first one that I saw when I went onto SHEIN looking into this journal stuff. And this is the 57 Rand one. All of them are within that price range, nothing too expensive. But yes, the gratitude journal has prompts as well for you to be able to jot down what you're grateful for. It's very difficult to put down what you're grateful for when you're not in a great place at that time. So to be having this type of guidance to help you figure out what you could be grateful for, to remind you what you are grateful for, I think is a really great idea. So here are some of the things that they put down speaking about this gratitude journal. Morning gratitude to start each day on a positive note. Top principles or priorities to focus on what matters. Daily positive affirmation that boosts your confidence. Evening reflection and self-assessment to learn from each day. So there are things that I found on, or I saw on one of the pages, that it actually put there, what am I grateful for, and you just fill in the blanks. But they put like 3 things, which I found to be really great. You don't have to overwhelm yourself, right, by saying what am I grateful for, and then there's like a list of a full page, and you now just feel bad because you can't put a full page every day of what you're grateful for. No, just break it down to 3 things in just that specific day. I woke up as healthy as I was when I went back to bed, or whatever it is that you want to put up. One of the things that I always include in my prayers is being thankful for the fact that as I woke up, the people that I care about woke up as well. So just things like that, whatever it is, simple, big, that you're grateful for, you can put down. Positive affirmation, so you can just put down things that maybe you bumped into someone today and they said something really great. If you were on social media, you saw something that was really positive and you just want to note that down. And how I felt today. So it also has, here doesn't have like those emojis or anything, but it has the writing, like the blocks, yeah, that you can just tick in. Happy, loving, excited, relaxed, hopeful, grateful, sad, tired, and overwhelmed. And you can just tick in there what exactly it is that you're feeling. There's another box as well, so you can just figure out, okay, none of these is what I'm feeling, but this is what I'm feeling, so I'm gonna write down that. And yeah, I just think it helps you with remembering what to be grateful for. And if on a specific day you're not able to jot down or to answer any of these questions towards your gratitude journal, then you can just go through anything else that you've jotted down before and realize what you've been grateful for before, and maybe that's still what you're grateful for to that day as well. And those are all the journals that I wanted to speak about. I went on to SHEIN yesterday and I got so excited when I saw that, and I'm like, I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, that they are available, they are so affordable. A lot of people are making purchases on SHEIN, so you can just add it onto your cart. It's nothing that's going to, like, you don't have to go out of your way, right? So whatever, if you're just buying your summer clothes or your winter clothes, whatever, you can just add some of the journals that you find to be really important for you at that time. You can add it as a gift as well for somebody else. These can fall really great under mental health gifts. Instead of buying someone a plain journal, maybe buy them a journal that will specifically work with something that they've set a goal towards around working with, right? So then you know, okay, to help you with the goal that you've been working on, here's a self-care journal, or here's a fitness tracker journal, or Bible study journal, whatever it is. But yeah, I found that to be really great, and I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope you're working on your mental health, whatever it is that you're doing. Keep working at it. Keep praying for strength to make sure that you are maintaining your efforts towards your mental health or your mental healing, because it is difficult to do that. So you might need to pray for that strength to do that. If you believe in prayer, or that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like so that somebody else can find this video. It does push the video if you like it. Do share in the comments what else you are thinking or what you thought about this conversation we had today. And don't forget to subscribe. I also do have a website that has different details that you might want to look into. It's basically stuff that I found to be helpful to help me with my mental health, and those are other details that you might want to, it's links and stuff like that maybe can be helpful. So it's just going onto the website. Everything there is free. I'm not selling anything on it or anything like that. It's just a one-stop shop. After saying I'm not selling anything, okay, one-stop place that has some helpful information, maybe links to my other videos, but also just like contact details for SADAG or whatever it is that might help you. I do research on the mental health space, and as I'm doing my research, I just figured let me just put it into one place on the site, and I just share some of the information that I found. All right, I'm done talking. Thank you for watching.